I don't know if you guys can see me, but I'm back to the boat. Hey. So let me get the phone ready to do its thing. So, alright, so we got the phone doing its thing as well. So it was about a 6-mile run, not a run, a walk, to the post office, round trip. So between stopping at the hardware store, stopping at the grocery store, pick up a few, very few little things, and put it in my little wagon. Bad thing about it, there's not sidewalks all the way to Lions, Food Lion, or the post office, because they're tearing up the road for part of it. And then when you get further out of town, then you kind of got to walk on the grass, or either walk tall grass or walk in the road. I had one lady stop and ask me if I needed to ride somewhere, but I was like, I'm looking right at the post office. So I told her, no, I said, I'm almost there, but thank you. So yeah, so the reason going to the post office, you heard earlier, was to get the motor mounts. So we are going to open up the motor mounts. So let me see if I can get my phone set up here. Package, it's heavy. Okay, so I'm prepared on this part. This came from Florida. This is Ocean Innovations. And these are different than the regular OM equipment, because these are stainless, not steel. So, yeah, wow, okay. So, tells you which way to mount them, which is correct or incorrect. Okay. Alright, so we won't lose that. So yeah, see? Look at that. They are less expensive than the Myanmar mounts. And these actually have slots for both sides. Wow. Okay. So they can move both ways. Cool. Would I say that they're as thick as my other ones? I don't know. I don't know if they're as thick. They're thick up here, but I don't know about the platform. So we'll see. And so I see what they're saying and which way to go for, you know, they go tilt forward or they tilt back, which I never noticed that on my other ones in the orientation of which way they go. Never noticed that they went back and forth. So that's a little different too. I mean, I know somebody that used one in theirs and they're 34, so I mean, I think there's a couple people have used these and they're 34 Pacific Seacrafts. So there's 4 of them. Says incorrect and correct. So you got to make sure, I guess, the way that they're angled can be off-centered, and if you turn them, then they're straight up and down. Okay, that makes sense. You got to be careful, especially since these are both slotted here. Okay, that'll make a difference. Mine are only slotted in the back, not slotted in the front. So that might help with the alignment of it. So yeah, they're made in the United States, so that's a good thing. And I think I'll write on here somewhere when I mount them the year, the month, the date, and the hours on the engine. So, besides keep a record of them. But for future persons or whatever, we will know when they were done. So, yeah. Oh, cool. I don't know if I can get this back in there. Oh, there we go. Alright. We're in there. So, good deal. Okay. Alright. We will do this sometime after Wednesday, because Wednesday I'm going into Bock. I don't think I'll go tomorrow. I think I'll go Wednesday because tomorrow's going to rain all day. And I hate traveling in the rain and a storm. So I'm just going to do it Wednesday. Okay, catch you later. Bye. Hi. Today is what, Tuesday? Yeah. So I've made a little update here. I've made a time to go into Bock tomorrow, Bock Marine, to do my motor mounts. So I will be going in a slip. I will not be hauled out, so that I can get the necessary tools if I need to do what I need to do, because they are a Marina or Marine. They are working Marine. So we've had some high winds today, so I'm kind of glad I didn't go. We've really got a lot of waves in here in this little harbor, little channel, anchorage here in Beaufort. Sun's about ready to go down, so it's a little wavy in here. Good morning, it's Wednesday, and I have left the anchorage in front of downtown Beaufort. We are going by the shrimp boats. I will be going to Town Creek to pick up a few parts and also get water and fuel before heading to Bock. Blue Dancer is all filled up with fuel and water, and we are headed for the last 7 nautical miles of the 8 to Bock Marine on 4 Creek, where I have a slip reserve, and we can get these motor mounts changed out. All right, we'll catch you later down the line. Good morning, everybody. This is Sunday morning, just before I get ready to post the video. What I need to talk about is that we have not got the motor mounts in yet. Number one priority thing is that I had a mechanic that was supposed to come next week. If I wasn't able to get it done myself this week, which I hadn't even really attempted because I have to get other parts. So those parts will be here next week, and decide how I was going to do this. So the mechanic has now decided not to come, and I'm not sure of his reason because he hasn't called me back. But that, even with that happening, most of the mechanics here are 3 to 4 weeks out. I can't wait another 3 or 4 weeks. So, especially in a slip, I would have to leave and go somewhere. So, the only other thing I can do is just, do it the way I was planning on doing it myself. Okay? I have had multiple people tell me on different ways that I should do it. Thank you for that, but there's too many different ideas that everybody has been throwing at me, or that I can't do this that way, or I can do it this way, or so whether I have to get the boat out of the water, do it in the water. So I decided that it was just upsetting me, and it was confusing me, and it was making me very worried about whether or have the confidence to do it by myself, because of so many different mixed messages. So again, I appreciate everybody for coming and telling me what I might need to do or look for. So, some of them were very helpful. They were good because I've never done it before. So I have some good ideas of how to support the engine and things like that. So I decided to go to the source of the product that I have on my boat. Okay, so I went to call Yanmar. Yanmar's going to go to reach out to Yanmar in Japan to get the specs of the motor mounts for my engine. There's no measurement, so I can't compare them to the motor mounts that I have, that I got from Oceanic. It's very hard to compare the height with the ones I have on my motor right now, because they are on the motor and they are being compressed and they are worn out. Okay, so they are compressed a little bit more. So it just doesn't give me any true idea of how tall that they need to be or how short they need to be. I think they're a little too tall for my engine. So I will know more when I get the specs for the Yanmar, and I may send those back and get the Yanmar. So that's going to take time. Also, I went to and reached out to 2 companies, of which I have the PSS dripless shaft on my boat, and so I reached out to PSS Seal and talked to a really nice guy named Tom, and he told me that I should be okay to do this in the water, that PSS should not go anywhere. So might have a little bit of water come in, but nothing drastic, and he said, it'd be, I wouldn't even have to support it, he said. but I'm going to support it. He said it wouldn't be a bad idea, so I'm going to support it. And that when I remove it from the coupling on the back of the transmission, so, or remove the coupling, because there's two couplings come together, transmission side, shaft side. So but within that coupling I have a what they call a drive shaft flexible saver. So that flexible saver is made by R&D, which is distributed by or sold by PYI. So PYI, I called them and I talked to tech support there, Eric, and he was very informative. He sent me instructions on how to, which many people had kind of told me, no, you can't do the alignment of the motor and the once you put the new mounts on to the shaft. So normally people's coupling is like that. There's a little raised area, and then that sits together, and then you measure your distance between, okay, with feelers. You can do the same thing with the saver. There's a bolt that is painted red. The head of the bolt is painted red, and you start, that's your reference point, and you start at that point. I haven't read all the instruction on it, but it basically, what Eric told me is that it can be done. So I'm getting a new one, so that's another thing I have to wait for. I'm getting a new drive shaft flexible saver, and that should be here either Monday or Tuesday, and it's being shipped from Washington State, and so that'll be good, because mine has been through a lot of stress in the last 5 years, where I picked up a lobster trap in Maine. I also picked up that fishing net out there in the ocean. So that balled up fishing net, it was all balled up. So that would give me a better reference point. And so I'm hoping that it'll make it so much more easier, where I don't have to pull my shaft, the two couplings together, because I cannot pull the two couplings together. The reason I can't is because I have a zinc on the outside between my propeller and the cutlass bearing. So okay, where was I? My voice is starting to crack. I had to go get make my coffee and have a couple sips. So anyways, so the shaft saver, when I get it, because of it, the new one is the one I need, because the old one is just a little bit more distorted because of the incidents. And then the other thing is that I don't know how old it is. It was on my boat. I've had my boat 5 years, so it has, it was already on there. So how old it was previous to that, I don't know. So I'm just going to replace it. PYI thinks that the production people, they think it's probably a good idea because of the unknown age and the stress that it has already been exposed to. So that's where we are. We are really nowhere at the moment, but I did, get here to Bock. So I'm in Bock. I'm at the slip. Unfortunately, they don't have a mechanic here any longer who can help me with that. So I will definitely have to do it myself. I have friends I can call on the phone, but I do not have anybody here to give me even moral support to just come cheer me on here. I just get a little nervous when I have to take something off that's in the water, and you know, you always have that little edge where you think, oh God, I hope we don't sink. Okay, so I don't believe ever that there'll be that much water coming in to sink the boat, but because I have bilge pump, and so yeah, so I will try to get it done this week coming. It should only take a day once everything gets here, and it'll take a couple days for alignment, because you have to, you know, let it set for at least 24 hours. Even in the water, you should let it set, even though they tell you you don't need to. But you should check it. So I'll leave it a day, and then, you know, leave. Then you got to check it again so many hours down the road, and then you check it again, and you should be good. So, yeah. And there you go. I do try to find other things to occupy my time and settle my nerves, relax, to do things. I have hobbies. One of my other hobbies I'm going to show you here. Let me take this off. Okay. So my other hobby that I do is I do watercolors. So here's one of the more recent ones I've done. I call these my little minis, and I've been doing them because they're quick, fast, and they're still nice, you know. They're about a 4x6 on a 4x6 piece of watercolor paper, and so I just tape the edges and just do a little quick little painting inside of there, so it's quick and they're fun, and it keeps me practicing. All right, so thanks for watching, and hopefully, and keep the prayers going that I will get this done this week coming, barring any obstacles. Another learning curve for me to do this, and so yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and be sure to, while you're here, like and subscribe, leave a comment, ask questions, ask me questions. You know, that's a good comment. And I'll get back to you. I definitely will answer all your comments and questions. And share with your friends. Let's get this channel going here. Sailing Blue Dancer needs to get some subscribers, and so we can get out there to many others out here that enjoy sailing. So thanks, guys. I love you, and have a lovely rest of the Sunday. Bye.